the Wooster Shortcut Brush, a Miracle Sponge, Dark Walnut Stain Top, and Rethunk Junk by Laura's Color Semi-Sweet are the tools I'll be using today to show you how easy it is to change the shade of the stain top on your furniture. We're going to just change the shade of this orangey oak color. I am using a brand new, fresh, clean Wooster brush and Miracle Sponge. I do highly recommend that you have dedicated tools for just this process. When you're finished using them, you can wash them out with soap and water and use them again, but if you're going to do a lot of stain top application, just use something clean. So first coat, I'm just going to apply the stain top straight from the container. Did you know that our stain top product is what we call buildable? So watch as I apply this first coat. It's not going to be a real dark, stark color change because, well, you're going to see the color change going on as it's going to start toning down this orangey color, but it's not going to go on real dark with the first coat because, as I said, we call it buildable. You haven't quite decided what shade of stain top you want on there or how dark the depth of the layer of color you want it to be, so this gives you some choice. So notice how I applied it first with my brush, and I'm not wiping it off. I'm not going to wipe it back like you would do with like traditional stain. I am just going to use my Miracle Sponge to make sure that it's evenly spread around and that I don't have any brush strokes on my surface. So the stain top is really kind of made to set on top of the stain that is already there. All right? It's a very unique product, different from traditional stains that you may have used. Now, this is the first coat that's dried, right? And you say, well, I'd really like it to get a little darker, a little faster. Well, we have a tip for that. I'm going to give my stain top a color boost. I am using the color Semi-Sweet, and I'm just putting a teaspoon or a tablespoon of it, about a tablespoon of it, into my stain top, and I am mixing it in thoroughly. I actually just used my plastic spoon and took a scoop of my plastic spoon and put it in there. But stir it in, incorporate it thoroughly, and this gives your stain top a color boost, and it enables you to get to a darker color faster. Okay, so I've got it nicely incorporated into my stain top. I'm going to go back to my Wooster brush and then I'll also use my Miracle Sponge. So here I take my brush, and you can see immediately that tone is darker than that first coat that I put on. And I'm just taking my brush and I'm getting it applied to the top of my surface. It's just that easy. Watch around your sides because it will drip down the side, so make sure after you get it nicely applied to the top that you go around and smooth it out on the sides as well. But notice how it will get me to my color choice or give me depth of color faster if I give my stain top a little color boost. Then I just go back to my sponge and I evenly spread it out. Stain top is self-leveling, so you just want to make sure you have enough on your surface and spread it out. Don't overwork it because if you keep working and poking at it as it's drying, it will pool, it will leave streaks, so you don't want that to happen. So just spread it, make sure that you go all the way off the end of your table to get your ends, or your surface to get your ends covered, and it is just that easy to apply the stain top product. Now, step away and let it dry. It'll get a little darker as it dries. Once it's dry, come back, look at it again, and if you want it even darker, add another coat. 2 to 3 coats is probably all you're going to need, but look at how beautifully just adding that little color boost has changed the tone to a softer brown shade, taking away the orange tone of this oak tabletop. Is really quite lovely. It will dry with just a little bit of sheen to it, and when it is dry, if this is going to be a tabletop that you're going to use a lot, I do recommend covering it with our Tough Top product, which comes in 4 sheens: low luster, matte, satin, semi-gloss, so you can give it the sheen you want when it is all complete. So, dark walnut stain top with a color boost of Semi-Sweet, using 2 clean dedicated tools, a fresh Wooster brush and the Miracle Sponge, and you can transform your dated stained furniture. It is just that easy.